Over 1,000 homes in Las Vegas dropped their price this week. And when you look at the full picture for July, the number of homes for sale is up over 50% from last year. Sellers are sweating, buyers are finally smiling, and the market is shifting fast. So let's break down exactly what this means for you and the Las Vegas housing market. So here's a look at what went down in the last 7 days. New listings were about 976 new homes that hit the market. That's a ton of fresh competition. Get this though, there was 1,038 homes that dropped their price. That's more price cuts than new listings, which is the clearest sign yet that sellers are getting real about the market. A handful of sellers, about 116, all they did was think, let's raise our price because that'll work. Maybe they renovated, or maybe they're just feeling a little bit spicy on it. 145 homes came back on the market. That usually means a deal fell through. If you're a buyer, this is a golden opportunity to find a great deal on homes for sale in Las Vegas. 540 homes sold. That is a good sign because people are still buying and selling homes, but it's not the frantic pace that we saw before. Now let's talk about prices and what they mean for the market. The weekly snapshot, we have an average price is around $589,000, while the median still at that $485,000. That big difference tells you that luxury homes are pulling the average up, like typical, but the true middle of the market is in that $485,000 range. July's monthly data, the average sales price was $608,000. That's down 4.5% from June and about 2% below last year. But here's the key: the median price held steady at that $485,000. That stability in the core market is good news for both buyers and sellers. Now, let's zoom out and look at the full story from July's numbers across Southern Nevada. We saw 2,021 homes sold in July. That's a little bump up from June, but still down nearly 6% from last year. This tells us things have picked up a bit, but overall demand is softer than it was in 2024. Inventory-wise, this is the most important part. There are 7,100 homes available right now, with no offers on them or accepted offers. That's 54% more than we had last year. Plus, we've still got 3.5 months supply of homes, which is way higher than the 2.2 months we had a year ago. It's a game changer, buyers finally having room to breathe a little bit. Let's look at how fast homes are selling. So only 56% of homes sold in under 30 days compared to nearly 70% last year. The median days on market is 26, while the average is 45. The message is pretty clear here. The growing gap between the average and median days on market shows that properly priced homes are selling quickly, while overpriced listings, they're just sitting there. So price it right and it will sell. So what does this mean all for you as a buyer? You have more options. You have 7,100 homes available that you have a real choice and breathing room to make your decision. All those price reductions and longer market times mean sellers are more willing to negotiate on things like price, closing costs, and repairs. And there's fewer homes that are getting multiple offers. So you have time to consider your options instead of rushing. So think about it like a Vegas buffet. Last year, the buffet was almost empty, and everyone was fighting over the last few shrimp cocktails, right? The last few little pieces of that brisket. Now the buffet is loaded. You've got tons of options, and you don't have to settle for the overpriced meatloaf anymore. If you're looking for a deeper dive on this, check out my Las Vegas Luxury Buyer's Guide. It's actually, and the Home Seller Guide playbook if you want. It's linked in the description below, so take a look at that. If you're a seller, the market has fundamentally changed from 12 months ago. To succeed, you need to adjust your strategy. Competitive pricing. Okay, that's the name of the game. With 54% more homes available, fantasy pricing no longer works. Your home needs to be clean, staged properly, and market ready. Expect it to take 30 to 90 days, not an immediate offer, which is unfortunate, but it's always possible. But be prepared to work with buyers on terms, as before you didn't have to. The good news is that properties priced correctly and marketed effectively are still selling, so just not at the breakneck pace of last year. Okay? It's important to remember that different parts of the market are behaving differently. So the luxury market, the highest current listing is 13.7 million. This segment is showing more price sensitivity with larger average reductions, which makes sense. The mid-market sweet spot is the most resilient segment, with the median price holding steady at that 485 for the month and 485 for the week. It's still staying there. The lowest listing is a shocking $1,800, which is likely a parking space or timeshare or something ridiculous, but entry-level homes are still moving quickly if they're priced correctly. So if you're understanding where your property fits in these segments, it's crucial for making your smart decisions. I'll end it here. So here's the bottom line. Week to week, we're seeing more price cuts and more homes for sale. But when you look at the whole month of July, the long-term trend is clear. Inventory is way up and the buyers are gaining some real power. Sellers can still win, but not with a fantasy price. If you're thinking about making a move or just curious what your home is worth, let's talk. I'll help you develop a personalized plan tailored to your needs in today's changing market. And if you're thinking of relocating to Vegas, make sure you check out my full guide in the description. It's down there. It's got everything you need to know. Promise. Have a good day, everyone.